You went to bed last night, and your body was supposed to do something extraordinary. While you slept, something evolution spent 200,000 years perfecting. A precise, silent, fat-burning sequence, running entirely without you, like a factory night shift. That clocks in the moment your eyes close. It didn't run, did it? I want you to think about that for a second, because here is what makes this maddening. You didn't overeat. You weren't reckless. You maybe even ate clean, drank your water, got your steps in. And yet you woke up, looked down, and that belly fat was sitting exactly where it was yesterday, and the day before, and the month before that. By every logical measure, your body should have been burning fat all night. Instead, it was building more of it. And this is the part nobody in the fitness industry will say out loud: your effort isn't the problem. Your dinner timing, your cortisol levels, your liver's overnight switch, those are the problem. And they have nothing to do with your willpower. This isn't about eating less. This isn't about trying harder. This is about de novo lipogenesis, the process your liver runs every single night, deciding whether to oxidize stored fat or create brand new fat from scratch. And right now, for most people, it is choosing the wrong option. Tonight, I'm going to show you exactly how to flip that switch using hormonal enzymatic biology, not motivation. Here is what your liver was actually designed to do. For 200,000 years, the moment our ancestors stopped eating for the night, the liver flipped into a completely different operating mode. No incoming food, no insulin spike, so the liver switched from storing energy to releasing it, burning through fat reserves to keep the brain alive, the heart beating, the muscles ready, all while the body slept. It was a perfect system. But your liver's software hasn't been updated in 10,000 years, and your environment has changed completely. Today, there's no famine. Instead, there's a 9 in the evening meal, a blood sugar spike, at 10 at night, blue light flooding your phone screen, and a stress hormone called cortisol that never fully drops because your body still thinks the threats are real. The biology is identical. The signals are completely broken. And because of that, the night shift never clocks in. Here is the specific mechanism. De novo lipogenesis is essentially a factory floor running on a shift schedule. During the day, the liver processes incoming food. At night, it is supposed to switch using an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase as the traffic controller at a fork in the road. When insulin is still elevated from a late meal, lipoprotein lipase routes fat into storage. When insulin is low, when cortisol has dropped, when liver clock genes are synchronized with your circadian rhythm, lipoprotein lipase reverses direction entirely. Fat moves out of cells, not into them. The night shift runs. And here is what changes everything. The switch isn't flipped by eating less. It's flipped by timing, by signals, by the precise hormonal environment you create in the hours before you sleep. Drop a moon emoji in the comments if you've ever woken up more tired than when you went to bed. I want to know how common this actually is. There are 6 specific signals that flip your liver into fat-burning mode overnight. Every single one is backed by peer-reviewed science, and every single one is something you can change tonight. Signal 1. The dinner cutoff. Most people eat their largest meal between 7 and 9 in the evening, feel full, and go straight to bed, not realizing they just locked their liver into storage mode for the entire night. Oxford University researchers published this in Cell Metabolism in January of 2026. The body is literally least equipped to process sugar and fat at night, meaning the same meal you eat at noon becomes exponentially more likely to become liver fat when eaten at 9 in the evening. The fix isn't what you eat at dinner, it's when you stop. Finish eating at least 3 hours before sleep, not for digestion, but for lipoprotein lipase enzyme direction. That 3-hour window is what gives your liver time to clear insulin and let the night shift begin. Signal 2. The cortisol window. This is where people push back on me, I know, but stay with the biology for a second. Cortisol has a natural nadir, its lowest point in the late evening. That nadir is precisely when your liver shifts into repair and fat oxidation mode. But cortisol is directly suppressed by sleep onset, meaning if you're still stimulated, still scrolling, still absorbing news or social media, your cortisol nadir never arrives. Biomed Central Geriatrics published this in July of 2025. Sleep deprivation directly increases sympathetic nervous system activity, triggering fat accumulation in liver cells. Stop screens 60 minutes before sleep, not for your eyes, for your cortisol nadir, for your liver's permission to begin. Signal 3. Sleep depth. One single night of poor sleep, just one, reduces insulin sensitivity by up to 40%. Scientific reports published in Nature confirmed that sleep restriction suppresses liver X receptor activity, the master switch for fat metabolism in liver cells. And it gets more specific than that. Fat oxidation during sleep is concentrated almost entirely in slow-wave deep sleep, meaning 8 fragmented hours is not the same as 6 deep hours. Each liver cell has its own molecular clock that must be synchronized with your brain's central circadian pacemaker, and when sleep is shallow or broken, that synchronization collapses. The fix is sleep depth, not just sleep length. Cold room no alcohol destroys slow-wave architecture and 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate if you need it, which supports gamma-aminobutyric acid pathways that deepen sleep without dependency. Which of these 3 signals are you getting wrong right now, dinner timing, cortisol, or sleep depth? Comment below, I read every single one. Signal 4. The pre-bed drink, the real science. Here's where I have to be completely straight with you, because the wellness industry has been selling this one hard. Lemon cayenne apple cider vinegar chamomile detox drinks, marketed as liver cleansers that force fat burning overnight. The MD Anderson Cancer Center, Johns Hopkins, and WebMD, they are all clear on this. The liver is a self-regulating organ. It does not accumulate toxins waiting to be flushed out by a drink. That is not biology, that is a marketing strategy. What is real, what is biochemically specific, is this. Green tea's active compound, epigallocatechin gallate, inhibits fatty acid synthase, the enzyme that converts sugar into new fat, potentially slowing de novo lipogenesis directly. So the effective pre-bed drink isn't a detox concoction. It's 8 ounces of water with decaf green tea consumed 45 minutes before sleep. No sugar, no apple cider vinegar, no cayenne, because all of those can perturb the insulin state or elevate cortisol, the exact opposite of what your liver needs to flip the switch. Signal 5, the macro that actually helps at night. This one surprises people every time. Most people eliminate all carbohydrates at dinner, trying to keep insulin low, and end up waking at 2 in the morning, blood sugar crashed, cortisol surging to compensate, liver forced into gluconeogenesis, breaking down muscle for energy instead of burning fat. A small strategic dose of complex carbohydrates at your last meal, sweet potato, oats, brown rice, raises serotonin, which converts to melatonin, which directly reinforces deep sleep architecture, which, as you now know, is the entire foundation of overnight fat oxidation. This is the tryptophan serotonin melatonin cascade, and it directly supports liver clock gene synchronization. 30 to 50 grams of complex carbs paired with protein at dinner is not the enemy of fat loss. It is, when timed correctly, one of its biological enablers. Signal 6. The one thing that cancels everything else. Now, before you go implement everything I just told you, stop. Because there's a product category that millions of people use every night, thinking it's accelerating their results, that is silently canceling every single signal we've covered. Nighttime fat burner supplements, melatonin blends, thermogenic capsules, commercial liver detox teas. The wellness industry has built an entire economy around these products, and some contain herbal compounds that the MD Anderson Cancer Center flags as potentially harmful to liver. Function in concentrated form. The Food and Drug Administration does not regulate them. The rule here is absolute. If something claims to detox your liver, it is working against your liver's autonomous self-regulatory biology, not with it. The only inputs your body needs in the hours before sleep are exactly what we've covered. Everything else is interference, and some of it is making the problem worse, not better. Here is what this looks like tonight, in real time. Finish eating by 6:30 in the evening, or at minimum, 3 hours before you sleep. Take a 15-minute walk after your last meal. Post-meal walking activates glucose transporter type 4 pathways in muscle cells, clearing glucose without an insulin spike, and immediately signals lipoprotein lipase to begin shifting direction. At 8 in the evening, screens off. All of them. This is not a lifestyle preference, this is your cortisol nadir protection window, and it needs 60 minutes of quiet to arrive. At 8:30, steep decaf green tea for 10 minutes, drink 8 ounces, and let the epigallocatechin gallate begin its fatty acid synthase inhibition. By 9 in the evening room, at 65 to 68 degrees, no alcohol, magnesium glycinate if needed, and sleep. And then, with insulin low, cortisol at its nadir, liver clock genes, synchronized deep sleep initiated, de novo lipogenesis switches off. Lipoprotein lipase reverses direction. Respiratory quotient drops. Your body begins drawing from visceral fat reserves silently, automatically, exactly as it was designed to do for 200,000 years. The night shift runs. By morning, less bloat, cleaner energy. You didn't wake up ravenous because blood sugar was stable. By week 2, the overnight fat oxidation window is running consistently, and you begin noticing changes in how clothes fit, not from water loss, from visceral fat. By week 8, fat loss has become a side effect, a consequence of a system finally in balance happening every single night without even trying. Most people spend years fighting their belly fat, restricting grinding, buying detox kits, doing brutal workouts on a cortisol-flooded body at 6 in the morning, and then wondering why nothing shifts. The fitness industry sold them the smoke and completely ignored the fire. Burning belly fat while you sleep is not a battle of willpower. It is a negotiation with your liver's biological clock, with your lipoprotein lipase enzymes, with your cortisol rhythm, with 200,000 years of programming that is still running inside you right now, waiting for the right signal. When you negotiate correctly, when you send the right signals at the right time, fat loss becomes a side effect, not the goal. Your body isn't broken, it isn't stubborn, it isn't working against you. It's been given the wrong instructions at the wrong time by an industry that profits from your confusion. Tonight, you change the signal. Your liver already knows exactly what to do. It has known for 200,000 years. You just have to get out of its way and let the night shift finally do its job. Share this with someone who's been fighting belly fat for years and been told it's a willpower problem because it was always a biology problem, and tonight they can change the signal. If this resonated, if you're tired of surface-level advice that treats your body like a problem to be punished, subscribe, because every single video on this channel is built exactly like this one peer-reviewed, science-specific mechanisms protocols you can use tonight.